Hey everyone, I'm Travis Tom with Elevated Real Estate Marketing, my Facebook marketing strategist for the real estate industry. And I'm going to be sharing with you today how to create a campaign that is going to attract people that are really most likely your best audience that's going to buy or sell from you in real estate. Now, this is based on behavioral intent, right? Behavioral actions that they've taken through online and interacting with your videos. So right now, there's kind of a challenge inside of the real estate industry with Facebook advertising, which is that it's a little hard to nail down the right audience, right? To really get in front of the right people. Well, we've been running a test now for about 9 months, and we've spent probably around, I'd say, $45,000 on ads going in and figuring out how to craft the perfect behavioral campaign that really is kicking off an automation sequence of different ads. So what I mean by that, and if I'm throwing around some slang words there that you may not pick up and you're saying, hey, slow down, let's do a little bit of a recap. So behavioral based, what does that mean? Well, trying to find some words there, an action by watching a video, kind of like how you are now. And if they watch a certain percentage of that video that you put out as an ad or a post, whatever it might be, then we put them into a separate custom audience. Now, the thing with this is that a lot of times you might be running an ad to just anyone and you're not quite sure if they're going to be really interested. So the best way to do it is to put out some content that is going to benefit them, right? So that's going to really draw them in. So positioning you as the authority figure and expert is just kind of a byproduct out of getting really good content out to the right audience. Now, the main goal, of course, is that we're going to attract those people to watch the video and then take action later on, right? And this is part of the funnel sequence that inside of Facebook that is kind of what's called priming and reminding methodology. So how this looks, right? So we've got a video that we're going to run. And this video could be, let's say, a new property, or it could be you talking about the top 5 profit-sucking mistakes that homeowners make when trying to sell their home. Or it could be something along the lines of top 10 things every first-time home buyer should do before they buy a home, right? So whatever it might be, you need to give some sort of item of value, right? Building reciprocity, building a bond with that audience so that they see you as the trusted authority figure that they can rely on you in the future. So you need to grab their attention first, right? And right now, Facebook is loving videos that are over 3 minutes long. I know it sounds really counterintuitive, right? It's like, why would I post up a video that's over 3 minutes long when for the past 4 or 5 years we've been told, hey, your video needs to be really short? Well, that's not the case anymore. A lot of big data has come in from Facebook and Instagram, and what they've realized is that people really enjoy long videos that offer value. So if you have a video that you can create that's giving them value and you are actually teaching them and educating them within the real estate industry, you're going to see that the algorithm is going to pick up that people are watching it longer, and it's going to say, hey, we understand that more people want to watch this because we already have data saying, hey, people love it, they like to watch it, let's feed it out to more people. So 3 minutes or longer should be your goal, right, for this type of campaign. Now, you're going to run this to an audience that probably doesn't know you. So it could be a cold audience meaning that it's a bunch of strangers that have never interacted with you before. And what we want to do is draw them in. So you need to have some sort of catchy headline with it too, right? Typically having a number in the headline, well, is going to get a higher click-through rate. Lots of studies done on this, important names, just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. I don't have that data right now in front of me, but trust me, it works. We ran tests. So something along the lines of the top 7 mistakes, right? And we kind of go into 2 different types of content here, right? There's pleasure and there's pain. People seek pleasure and they want to stay away from pain. So choose whichever one, or run a split test and run something that might involve pleasure and the other one, how to avoid pain. So people want to avoid something that's going to hurt them, right? So if you say the 3 mistakes that buyers are making with their credit that's killing their chances of buying a home, learn more about it today. Well, that's going to be pain, right? People want to know, how do I avoid that? Then the pleasure component. Well, people want to know, well, how can I get something that's going to be a reward for me or feel good? Whatever that might be. They want that dopamine, right? We're trained to feel good because, hey, who doesn't want to feel good? So what might that be? Well, how to sell your house for more than it's worth, right? Something along the lines of that might give them more information. Get the list of all the properties or see how you can buy a house with close to 0 down. That's pleasure. So play around with those headlines, split test them, see what your audience will do. Typically, they are kind of more on the fear-based, not necessarily a bad thing, but you're helping people tell them what to avoid in the situations, and then give them the pleasure component of now they know, and now they have the opportunity to know what to do instead. So you're going to be running a video campaign to a cold audience, group of strangers that don't know you yet, but interest audience based. So let's say Realtor.com, Zillow, buying a house, house hunting. Some of those are some killer interests that are pretty broad targeting that you're going to use in the Facebook Ad Manager. So your video, remember, is a little bit over 3 minutes long. That's what Facebook really likes right now. The algorithm is saying, yes, go for that. So run this video, and then what we're going to do is we're going to create a custom audience in the ad manager of anybody that watched 25 or 50% of the video. Because if someone's watching 25 or 50% of a video that you're putting out, well, and if it's over 3 minutes long, they're invested. They enjoy what they're watching. They may not have the time to watch the whole thing, but it piqued their interest enough to really watch more of it. So that's why this is called behavioral based, right? So we're focused on their behavioral intent to identify the right audience instead of just kind of guessing what's out there. So we're using a video, and then we're using actual data saying we're going to create a custom audience to be able to watch 25% or 50% of that video, and now we have an interested audience in the actual subject matter. It's basically kind of serving up people on a silver platter saying, hey, here are all the people that are really interested in the topic that you're talking about based on this type of data. So when you're running this video, you got to keep in mind that you want this to be good quality content that's helping them, right? That's educating them. And then now when we create this is our opportunity to then really lead generate. Go after the right prospects, the people that are actually going to buy, that you can nurture. Now, the cool thing about this is that you've already created a bond with this audience. And this is kind of what we call the top of the funnel here. So we affectionately call it TOFU. Doesn't stand for food, but top of funnel, right? So our top of funnel is going out there. And what we're doing here is that we are building. It's supposed to look like a funnel. It's not necessarily the best one, but we're building awareness, right? Let's pretend that says awareness. And then where we're going is after these folks, where we're then going after the intention-based folks here. Now, the awareness part is basically here, right? We're creating awareness at the top of the funnel. And through that awareness, we are building a bond with that audience, getting them familiar with your face, your name, your brand, who you are, and what you do and what you offer. So think about that when you're creating that video to consolidate it, but also make sure you introduce yourself, what you're doing, what it's about, and typically the first 15 to 30 seconds, you gotta give them some sort of hook, right, that pulls them in, saying, hey, today we're gonna be going over the top 3 things that you need to know when buying a home, right, whatever it might be, and then you just kind of jump into it, right, grab their attention. So, and that's based on data. Facebook's data, 15 to 30 seconds, that's when you really gotta deliver the hook, because after that, people might get a little bit bored. But Facebook is also living the 3 minutes. It's kind of a conundrum there. You gotta wrap your head around that. So now that you have this top of the funnel video going after a cold audience, you are then building awareness. Now, here is where we're going to then basically create a custom audience and then what's called retarget, right? We're going to run ads to this new audience, right, of people that watched 25 to 50% of that actual video here. So this is our new audience that we're going after, right? This is where we're going to then really pull them in with some sort of lead magnet, right? This is where we turn those video view watchers into actual leads, and then from leads into prospects, into clients. So at this point in time, what you're gonna want to do is get some magnets, right? Consider that a Facebook ad. And what this is going to be our lead generation ad, right? This is going to be our Facebook ad. I don't know if you can see it right here, but this is our Facebook lead ad. And a Facebook lead ad is like a little mini landing page inside of Facebook. It's lightning fast. You tap on it, it flips around, and it has the person's name, email, and phone number basically extracted from their social profile. It's really cool, it's lightning fast, and it works really, really well. We've generated hundreds of thousands of these leads using Facebook lead ads. So now, in this part of the funnel, they've watched the video. We have a new custom audience of people that watch 25 to 50% because they're the ones that are actually interested in the content that we're running, right? And then now, we are retargeting them, running an ad to them, offering them some other item of value that is similar in kind to what we were originally teaching them in that first video. So it could be anything. It could be, let's say, a list of homes. It could be a buyer's guide on how to sell your house for, or how to buy your house, your first house, for $0 down. It could be a number of different types of opportunities. This is the priming and reminding methodology, right? We're priming them up here, and then we're reminding them right here. And who are we reminding? The audience that's refined, a more refined audience that really is interested in what you have to say or offer. So out of here, this is kind of basically the best type of pond that we can fish out of, which is right here. That pond is the behavioral intent folks that said, hey, I'm interested in what you had to say over here. So anything else that you put in front of me, I'm probably going to be more interested. So this is a formula that we've been running, like I said, testing out for about 9 months on different types of campaigns, and it's working really, really well. Now this lead generation component, what we found here is that the leads coming out of here, out of this pond, out of this custom audience that we're targeting, are higher intent in terms of purchasing or selling. They are a lower cost per lead, and they're a little bit more of a qualified lead, right? They've got a shorter time frame, and they are really interested in what you have to offer. Now, the beauty here is that by now, they are familiar with who you are, and then when you offer them something more, well, they're more inclined to actually sign up and become a lead because they trust you. You created that bond already by educating them, positioning yourself as the authority figure and expert in whatever it is. So it makes it an easier transition to actually convert them. Then once they become a lead, right, once they actually go through this, and now they are a lead, right, we've captured their name, email, and phone number, and that does say lead. My handwriting is really bad. But they're now a lead. And so now the conversation that we have with them is a warm engagement because they anticipate that that's going to be you communicating with them over here. So it's not, they basically turn strangers into, well, kind of not so strangers, right? A warmer audience. And so the warmer audience here, they should know you, know what you're about, know what you have to offer. And when you do text them or send an email, some sort of automation marketing, which you should have in place. If you don't, it's going to make these kind of things difficult to grow at scale. So that's a whole other separate kind of conversation. But at any point in time, if you are interested in learning more about this, go to elevatedrem.com. Elevatedrem.com. That is our Facebook coaching and training company, and we're a Facebook advertising agency. We teach this, we run this, we'll do it for you, whatever you want in terms of real estate, Facebook lead generation, and Instagram. We are, well, we're the ones that you can call and tap into us, right? We've got it for you. So when you get this lead, and now you're having a conversation with them via text or email, it's a warmer engagement, right? The chances of you converting that prospect are so much higher than they were before if you were just generating a random lead off of a website or a random lead off of Facebook without priming them first, right? The priming and reminding methodology here is really important because the opportunity to indoctrinate them and pre-frame in their mind that you are the expert and authority figure, well, you only got a couple chances. And you're doing that here, and then you're providing more value here, and by the time you talk to them, based on their actual behavioral actions they took online, their intent is higher. They are a better quality audience, a better quality lead, which then shortens your time frame to actually engage and close those people because their decision cycle is going to move much faster because they know you and trust you, right? They should know what you're about. So this type of formula, this framework, this strategy here is one that you can execute really quickly on your own. If you need help with it at any point in time, go to elevatedrem.com and sign up for our coaching training program or hire us to do it for you. We are always happy to take new clients and we love what we do. It's our passion. So hopefully this gives you some insight on how this type of funnel works. If you have any questions, post them in the comments and we'd love to work with you in any capacity. My name is Travis Tom. I'm a Facebook marketing strategist for the real estate industry, and I am grateful that you watched this video. So thank you. If you guys have any questions, post them in the comments.